All right. So have you ever caught yourself thinking, I really should start running?
Yeah.
Like, I know I should. I really should.
How's that?
Especially if you're, in that 35 to 55 age range.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thought that probably crosses your mind
Yeah.
more than you'd like to admit.
More often than not, yeah.
But the funny thing is, you're definitely not alone, right?
Huh, not at all.
And for this deep dive, we've gone through a ton of research.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff, really.
Totally.
Including this really detailed analysis.
Okay.
And our mission today is to try to understand
Okay.
why something as simple as,
Yeah,
putting one foot in front of the other
right.
can feel like climbing Mount Everest,
I get that.
especially for this group, the 35 to 55.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even more importantly, how do we actually break through those barriers?
That's the big question.
So, from all the stuff that we've looked at,
Yeah.
what's the thing that jumps out at you the most?
It's funny because what we see is this interesting mix of physical changes as we age,
Right.
and then some pretty strong fears,
Yeah.
Things we don't always talk about.
It's not just about creaky knees in the morning.
No, not at all. It's way more than that.
Exactly. And one of the things we saw that was really fascinating
Okay.
was this idea of, they're calling it a double negation
Okay.
that impacts like a huge 68%
Wow.
of potential runners
Okay.
in this age group.
All right.
It's this fear of starting, of course,
Right.
but it's almost equally a fear of stopping.
Interesting.
Once you've begun,
Yeah.
it's like this pressure,
I see. Yeah.
like, oh, what if I can't keep it up?
Yeah.
It's so much that people just don't even
Mhm.
take that first step.
Wow.
So the core insight, I guess, is that
Yeah. It's not even just the starting that's tough.
Right.
But it's like
The keeping it going.
this pressure of like, oh, now I'm a runner.
Right.
And that in itself
Yeah.
freezes people up. It's a weird kind of paralysis, isn't it?
totally
Yeah.
worrying about that first run, the discomfort,
Yeah. The discomfort. Uh-huh.
and then the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to stop.
Mhm.
It's so much that you can't even,
You can't get started. You don't even lace up your shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
But what's really interesting
What's that?
is that it looks like for this group in particular,
Okay.
going for a run isn't just, ticking a box
Right.
on your to-do list.
Huh.
It's deeper than that.
Okay.
It's like a way to feel more in control,
I see.
especially in this crazy digital world where everything is kind of pulling you in different directions.
Yeah.
Like it's a way to have a sense of agency.
Yeah.
Right. So let's really break down these fears
Yeah, let's do it.
that seem to be holding people back.
Okay.
One of the concepts was this neurology of failure.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so think of it this way.
Okay.
Even just thinking about going for that first run can be a hurdle.
Yeah.
Especially for that 82% in your age group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who experience that delayed start syndrome.
Yeah.
And a lot of that seems to be connected to bad memories.
Uh-oh. Like gym class?
Exactly. Gym class, fitness tests.
Oh, yeah. Those are the worst.
Those are terrible.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the research suggests that those negative experiences, like from way back,
Yeah.
they've actually created pathways
Wow.
in the brain that link physical activity with anxiety
Interesting.
and the fear of being judged.
Like your brain is wired to freak out?
So it's not just in your head, right?
No, not at all.
It's like a biological thing.
It's a real biological basis, yeah.
Okay, so how does this work, on a deeper level?
Well, from what I've read,
Yeah.
these neural connections, they can trigger
Yeah.
the amygdala,
And that's like what is it?
the alarm system.
The alarm system in your brain.
It's like your brain's alarm system.
Right. So past experiences have made it.
They've wired it up
Yeah.
to go off even thinking about running.
So you think you're just being lazy.
Right.
But it's actually
It's a real
a biological
response.
response. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sources, though, they offer some cool ways
Yeah.
to kind of rewire those connections,
Okay, like what?
gently.
Yeah.
One of them was cognitive reframing.
I've heard of that.
So instead of focusing on, getting a certain result,
Okay.
like running a certain speed or distance,
Right.
the idea is to think of running as
More of a dialogue with the body.
exactly, like a dialogue with the body.
Mhm.
Instead of a performance pressure.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's about just experiencing the movement,
Interesting, yeah.
which is subtle, but I can see how it could be really powerful.
Totally. It takes the pressure off the outcome, right?
Right.
And puts the focus on the process,
Exactly, yeah.
connecting with your body.
And the other solution was this idea of gradual task breakdown
Okay.
with physical markers,
I like that.
which sounds complicated,
Yeah.
but it's basically like,
Like taking baby steps, right?
exactly, yeah, baby steps.
Yeah.
Like start with 5 minutes of walking,
Okay.
then maybe 30 seconds of running.
Right.
The point is that every step you take
Mm-hmm.
is like a marker towards your goal,
I see. Yeah.
and it's without stress.
That's important. Yeah.
So it's building momentum
Right.
through these little wins,
Little achievable things. Yeah.
which I guess is how you change habits,
Well,
right?
it's how it works. Yeah.
It's about making that first step
Right.
as easy as possible.
Easy as possible. Uh-huh.
Okay, so what about like the actual physical limitation
Oh, that's a big one.
that a lot of people have, like,
Yeah.
extra weight or joint pain?
Mm-hmm.
How do those play into this?
It's fascinating because it seems like those physical limitations can sometimes become like these psychosomatic shields,
So your mind is
using that existing pain
Yeah.
as a reason to avoid something that feels harder.
It's like, oh, my knee hurts, so I can't run.
Exactly. Exactly.
But maybe it's just in your head.
Well, potentially.
Yeah.
It's like a way for the mind to protect itself
Yeah.
from that perceived difficulty.
Interesting.
And it was really telling. They looked at what people were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and 63% of them were exaggerating.
Wow. More than half.
Yeah, more than half were exaggerating medical reasons.
Not even consciously, right?
Yeah, not consciously. It's more subconscious.
Wow. So it's fascinating how much
Yeah.
our physical and mental
Totally connected.
are totally connected.
Yeah.
So the fear of not being able to do it
Mm.
can actually make those limitations.
Worse, amplify them.
Amplify them, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about motivation.
Motivation.
We
Yeah.
all know that feeling,
Well,
tomorrow's a much better day to start.
tomorrow.
Definitely.
So why is that?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
It's those dopamine traps.
Dopamine trap.
Dopamine traps.
What are those?
So the research here looked at
Right.
the neurobiology,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like this age group
Mm-hmm.
might have a slightly reduced sensitivity
To what?
to their D2 receptors.
What are those?
Think of them as your joy receptors.
Oh, okay.
The ones that respond to rewards.
I like those receptors.
Yeah, we all do.
So they might be a bit less sensitive.
For this age group, yeah.
Okay, so then that would make immediate pleasures, like staying on the couch,
Oh, yeah.
way more tempting.
Then a run 3 days from now.
Exactly.
So it's not just laziness.
Not at all.
It's
biology.
biology.
And part, yeah.
And that would explain the false start, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When you get everything ready, lay out your clothes,
Yeah.
set your alarm,
Yep.
and then,
You hit snooze.
yeah,
Yeah.
you never go.
It's like the planning itself gives
Yeah.
you a little reward.
It's like a,
Fake sense of accomplishment.
fake accomplishment.
And then you don't have to do the work.
So then you don't need to do the run.
Exactly.
And one of the sources called this
Mm-hmm.
this obsession with planning
Yeah.
as a form of avoiding real action.
It's a very specific type of procrastination.
It's like productive procrastination.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, so how do we escape these dopamine traps?
Well, it's tricky,
Yeah.
but the research suggests creating artificial dopamine triggers.
Okay, so how would you do that?
Well, there's a couple of interesting ideas. One is like instant rewards, but through tactile signals.
Like what?
Like, imagine a little vibration on your smartwatch
Like
as
what?
you reach certain micro goals.
Oh, I see.
Like maybe you hit a certain distance or,
Okay.
you keep a certain pace for a certain time
Mm,
and it's immediate positive feedback
that your brain likes.
that your brain loves.
Okay.
The other strategy is gamification,
Gamification. Okay.
but with a little bit of randomness,
Okay.
like, surprises along your route.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, like a little digital Easter egg hunt.
That's cool.
Yeah, it keeps things exciting.
Okay.
It counteracts that reduced sensitivity.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the social side of things.
The social side,
Because for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
running in public can feel
Really exposed.
very exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's this thing called digital voyeurism.
Digital voyeurism. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like social media, in a weird way, can actually create barriers.
Right.
So the research showed
Mm.
that 47%.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, 47% of potential runners
Okay.
avoid going out in public because of this fear of digital fixation.
Okay.
That they'll be photographed or videoed.
Without their permission.
Without their permission, yeah.
Yeah.
And end up online somewhere.
That's a real concern, especially now.
Especially now, yeah. Everyone's got a camera.
Yeah.
It's that unwanted scrutiny.
In judgment.
And judgment, It's a really powerful deterrent.
And this can lead to, they're calling it home confinement syndrome.
Oh, wow. That's a good word.
Where you only feel comfortable running.
When nobody can see you.
When nobody can see you, yeah.
Like late at night.
Or at the gym.
Yeah. And then it also plays into this obsession with the ideal start.
Oh, I know that one.
Right. You're waiting for the perfect weather.
Yeah.
The perfect fitness level. The perfect mood. Which never happens.
It never happens.
Yeah.
And so you just,
never get started.
Never get started.
Yeah, it's another form of procrastination.
But it's driven by social anxiety.
By social anxiety,
Yeah. So what solutions do
Gotcha.
they propose for overcoming this stigma?
So the suggestions really focus on
Okay.
redefining social norms.
Redefining social norms. Okay.
Yeah, like at a personal level.
Got it.
So one idea is creating these online communities,
Okay.
but they're closed, and you have anonymous avatars.
So you don't have to
Put yourself out there.
yeah, put yourself out there.
Exactly.
And the other one, this is pretty wild.
This is pretty futuristic.
Yeah.
It's digital camouflage technology.
Digital camouflage.
Yeah, so augmented reality filters that could hide your face
Okay.
or your body in real time
Wow.
while you're running.
That is out there.
Yeah, it's pretty sci-fi.
But it's interesting.
But it's addressing a real concern.
Right. Shows how much our digital lives
And our real lives are connected.
are totally connected.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about something a little different.
Right.
This whole thing about how eating habits
Interesting.
can impact your ability to run.
Okay.
So
Very curious.
the research talks about the biology of how we kind of trick ourselves with food,
Right.
especially around glycemic swings,
Glycemic swings.
which are those rapid ups and downs in blood sugar.
Yeah, I know those.
And they found this pattern
Okay.
that they're calling carbohydrate sabotage
Carbohydrate sabotage or...
in the food diaries
Mm-hmm.
of the people they studied.
Okay.
And it turns out 78% of them admitted to snacking
Okay.
on often high-carb things
Right
before a planned run.
So like 2 or 3 hours before?
2 or 3 hours, yeah.
Interesting.
So why were they doing that?
Were they actually hungry?
That's what I thought.
I would think so, yeah. But the research actually showed that 64% of them,
That's a lot.
yeah, were using food as an excuse.
As an excuse.
Yeah, to skip the run.
Oh, wow.
It's like they were subconsciously making themselves feel full
Or uncomfortable.
or uncomfortable,
Right.
so that they wouldn't have to go
It's like our bodies are
in on the player.
in on the procrastination.
Yeah.
So how do you break that link?
That unconscious link.
Yeah.
It's tough, but there are some strategies that focus on
Yeah.
disrupting that association.
Oh, yeah.
So one is sensory reprogramming.
Okay, what is that?
So using aromatherapy
Aromatherapy.
with scents that are connected to movement
Okay.
and energy.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a positive trigger.
So instead of feeling full and sleepy.
Exactly. You smell something energizing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one is nutritional bridges.
Nutritional bridges.
Okay. Which are like special snacks.
Right, small snacks
No.
that are designed to actually help you start running.
Not make you feel worse.
That'll make you feel worse, yeah.
So it's thinking holistically, I guess.
It is, yeah.
Not just about the run.
Not just the run, but the whole context.
Of the context.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now this is a bit more philosophical.
Okay, I like philosophy.
This idea of running as therapy
Okay.
for an existential vacuum.
All right, that's a heavy one.
So the research explored this idea of this metacognitive paradox.
Okay.
That they're calling, I run, therefore I am.
Deep.
And for 55% of the people
Okay.
they looked at,
Yeah.
regular runs became
More than just exercise.
more than just exercise, yeah.
Okay.
They became a way to prove to themselves
That they're still in control.
that they're still in control. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a physical demonstration of
Their life.
their life, yeah.
Their trajectory.
And I can see how in a world where
Things feel out of control.
things feel very out of control,
Yeah.
that sense of being able to choose.
To choose to move your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Totally.
What other psychological things did they find?
Oh, there were a few.
Yeah.
So they talked about the fear of bodily muteness.
Fear of bodily muteness.
Yeah, it's this anxiety about
Okay.
losing touch with your physical self.
Okay.
Because we're so digital now.
Right. We're always on our devices.
Exactly. So you're not moving your body.
Yeah.
And then there's the narcissism of small achievements.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
So this is about getting obsessed with the data.
Oh, like from your fitness tracker.
Exactly. The steps, the calories. And it's like a way to feel accomplished.
Without actually doing it.
Without actually running.
The data becomes like
The achiever.
Yeah, the achievement.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do they suggest that we integrate this deeper need into running?
It's about weaving in what they call existential coaching.
Existential coaching, okay.
So think about this. Audio podcasts with philosophical questions that are timed to your pace.
Okay.
So as you're running, you're prompted to think about
That's really cool.
bigger questions.
Wow.
And then the other idea is dialogue with the body.
Okay.
So using biometric feedback.
So like your heart rate.
Yeah, heart rate, but not just for performance.
But for
or mindfulness.
Okay.
Yeah, like how do you actually feel?
Right.
Not just how fast you're going.
It's a deeper connection.
Deeper connection,
Okay, let's talk about the practical side.
The practical side.
Finances.
Finances, that's a big one.
Yeah, the financial reality of health and fitness.
It's a huge factor.
So remind us again.
Okay.
Who are we talking about?
So our core group is that 35 to 55 demographic, with the peak interest around 42 to 48. That's about 72% of the people they looked at.
Okay.
And when we look at BMI, the average was around 30.1.
Okay.
Which puts them in the obesity I degree category.
Okay.
And there was this really poignant quote.
Okay.
Each extra kilo feels like a constant reminder I couldn't control myself.
Wow.
But when I finally try to run, my knees protest.
Yeah.
It feels like my body is laughing at me.
It's like a double whammy.
It's really tough.
Yeah, you feel bad about the weight gain, but then your body makes it hard to lose it.
Yeah, to exercise.
Yeah.
It's a real struggle.
And then there's this weird middle ground where you're not, 25 anymore.
You're not a spring chicken.
Yeah, but you don't want to feel like
a retiree.
Like a retiree, yeah.
Right.
And so that creates this
feeling of shame.
This OO, which is Russian for shame.
Interesting.
About not being able to run.
Like you used to.
Like you used to. And then
that's fear, right?
The fear of being seen as
an old person.
It's like a kova.
Okay.
Which is a retiree.
Got it.
If you're just walking.
I see.
It's like you're stuck.
It's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
So the research looked at the differences between men and women.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So it's about
58% women.
58% women.
42% men.
42% men.
And women more often mentioned.
Struggling with emotional eating.
As a factor in weight gain.
Yeah, in weight gain,
And one quote that was really powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Was this. After childbirth, my body felt completely foreign. Running is an attempt to take back control. But the stretch marks and the sagging breasts make me want to hide.
Oh, wow.
Even from myself.
That's powerful.
That's a lot of vulnerability there.
Totally.
Yeah. So what about the men?
So for men, the fear was more about colleagues seeing them.
Oh, okay.
Red-faced and sweaty.
Yeah.
Especially subordinates.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it clashes with that image.
Of the boss.
Of the boss, yeah, the authority figure.
So for both genders.
Image is important.
Image is super important.
But in different ways.
In different ways, yeah.
Okay.